night, and that means it is time for another video. And since we are getting close to Christmas, this is another um well, let's see, it's another Saturday, one of the 12 Saturdays before Christmas. How about that? Let me get set up over here on the left side to be sure that I'm actually going live. Hey Rosie, appreciate you coming. Let me slide this up just a little bit. It looks like it's a little low in the screen. Hello, Marva. Appreciate you coming. All righto. So, I don't know about y'all, but I give a lot of gift cards at Christmas time. As the boys have gotten older and some of my other friends' kids have gotten older, I get out of touch with what they need and what they want. So, I'll usually buy a little gift of some sort and then I give them a gift card. But I do like to give a gift card in something cute. So that is what we're going to make tonight for Christmas. These can be stocking stuffers. They can be mailed because they do fit inside a regular size envelope. Or you can just hand deliver them however you like. Hello, everybody. I appreciate everyone coming. I hope you're having a great weekend. 5th Saturday before Christmas. That's right. There are 33 days left. Can you even believe it? We've only got 5 days and then you can put your Christmas tree up. Who already has their Christmas tree up? Go ahead. Fess up. Tell me now. All right. So I'm actually gonna make all 3 of these cards because the mechanism itself is the same and it's just a matter of how you decorate it. So I thought I would give you a couple of different ways to decorate this. When you open the card up, the gift card holder portion, let's see, I have a spare gift card somewhere in here. Here we go. The gift card portion just slides up just like that so that you can place it right inside as suchly, okay? So it's very simple. I did see this on Karen Titus' website, so I got the measurements from her, and then I kind of went crazy and got busy decorating. I noticed that I had this crookedy when I was taking pictures, but it doesn't look crookedy here. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started, and I don't know which order we're going to go in. When you get the directions tomorrow, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you the basic directions for the card. Okay, so the card base and the slider mechanism, and then you can just kind of watch the video and look at the pictures, and I will talk to what you need to do to decorate with each one. All right, so the card cuts will be a little different than what you're used to seeing, but I think it'll still work out. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. And it appears that the first one of my stack that is up is this one that is made with some Modern Christmas DSP and the Greetings for You Mix and Match Ephemera Pack and the Time for Celebration Mix and Match Ephemera Pack. All right. So this one actually has 0 inky fingers, no stamping at all. But this will be the first time you get to see how to make the mechanism. By the time I get done making 3 of them, you will be an expert. Okie doke. So the card base itself is 5.5 by 8.5. And in this case, it is basic black. And we're going to use our trimmer, use the light gray blade. And we're going to score from one end at 2 inches. This is on the long side, obviously. Give it a good one. And then just flip it around and do 2 inches. Okay? So that's what we're going to do for the card base. Now the mechanism itself is 4 1/4. This is an envelope. Don't try to score that. That will not work. Not in a billion years. Not in a billion years. The mechanism itself that I didn't cut. Okay, and we're starting off awesome. I thought I'd cut that. Wait a minute. That doesn't make any sense. I was sure I'd cut one for all of the cards, but maybe not. So let me go right quick and do a 4 1/4 by 5 7/8 inch piece of basic white cardstock. And then we can make, so here we go. So 4 1/4. By 5 7/8. Okay. All right. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to score at 2 inches again. And then on the other end, we're going to score at the 1/2 inch mark. So you can, with our trimmer, you can score either side of the, you can measure either side of the track. So we'll do 1/2 inch there. Okay. Now, I could cut and score all of these at once, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do them each one at a time, and then you can just figure it out. Okay, so on this one, well, on the card base, you're going to fold both score lines the same direction in. Like so. And there you can see there's the card base. For the mechanism itself, you're going to score the 1/2 inch one direction, and the 2 inches is going to go the other direction. Let me show you that on the finished card. I'll take that out for you. So you can see now, if you look here, you can see this piece right there. I'm not sure if you can see it. Right here is the 1/2 inch portion, and then this is the folded up section. So it's going to go like this in the card, okay? So before we do that, before I put it in, I'm going to decorate it. And I just used a piece of cherry cobbler, which is my matte color, and it does not have to go all the way to the bottom because you can't see it, okay? So I just used a piece that was 4 1/8 by 3 inches. And we'll just adhere that on to the center. I just thought it was kind of nice to have something decorating that back there. Okay. And then our DSP, I happened to pick the design that I used on the top, but you could use whichever one you wanted. And this one doesn't even, if you didn't want it to, like if you had a piece left over, and I'm going to show you that on one of them, I've got one piece that's a little short, it really doesn't matter, okay? In fact, this one's a little long. What did you do there, Mary? Good Lord. It's going to be one of those video days, I feel like. Here's the deal. I'm going to use I cleaned my house today, and well, I know it's not good, but it just throws me for a loop every single time. What is going on here? All right, what did I want that to be? I wanted this to be about 2 7/8. Yeah, that was a little big. Do that, and then should be 4. Yeah, I just didn't do that at all well. Okay, let's try that again, shall we? Okay, here we go. There we go. That's a mo better. Now, to make this little finger hold right there, I used a 1 3/4 inch circle punch. And you just kind of eyeball it, okay? I didn't go a full halfway. I didn't need it to be that deep. It's really mostly for show, because it's not like you really can't get the card out of there if you don't have it. But I just kind of centered it top to bottom, best I could tell with my highly calibrated Mark I eyeball, and popped it off. Okay? Now, on this one, I used, hey Sherry, I appreciate you coming. I used one of the sentiments from the Greetings for You mix and match, and what I used was a Merry Christmas. So let me find another Merry Christmas. I want to wish you a Merry Christmas from the bottom of my heart. And this is, they all have adhesive on the back, so that's kind of handy. You can just pull the backing off like that. And then just kind of center it, and don't go too far down or you won't be able to see it. So keep it right under your little thumb doohickey right there. Got a little glue dot on there, a little bit of glue dot. Okay, all right. Now, to put this in the card, we're going to put some tear and tape here and then we'll insert it. But let me go ahead and decorate the front first, okay? At least get the DSP on so that we're a little more ready to go. All right. Pledge and Chlor. I know. Yep. I'm even going with Mrs. Myers, whatever she is. I just don't like it. Also, it hurts my back. Why don't they make those mop handle thingies like another foot long so that you don't have to bend over so far? It just kills me. Okay, so I've got a piece of the DSP. This is actually 1 3/4 by 5 1/4, and then the mat is 1 7/8 by 5 3/8. And I'm using cherry cobbler. I like this cherry cobbler with the black. I think it's very elegant looking. Don't you? Don't you think it's so elegant looking? All right, and then we'll do the top, and we're just going to mat this piece here. This is 2 1/4 by 5 1/4 on a 2 3/8 by 5 3/8 inch mat. Again, those card cuts will be on the blog tomorrow, so you don't even need to keep track. Okay. Now this does have an up and down, so kind of make sure you're getting the up and the down correctly. All right. Boom, chakalaka. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and put the innards in, shall we? That's correct. What Rosie just typed is accurate. There will be no Thursday after lunch bunch on Thursday because, you know, it's like Thanksgiving. Have you heard? It's Thanksgiving. So you won't be wanting to spend time with me anyway, I'm certain. Okay, so remember my little tip? Slide your hand through the tear and tape. And I wanted tear and tape on this whole flap. So because I didn't want it to overlap and make it so I couldn't get it off, I put one piece on and then lifted the lid off. And then I put the second piece on and let it overlap just a little bit. Okay. It's hard to get that bottom cover off if you don't get it off before you put the second piece on. All right. Now, you're going to adhere it to the 2.5 inch flap, not the bottom flap. And all I do is I just hold it upside down like this, and then I just kind of nestle that right up against the score line there, the fold, and then center it as best I can, top to bottom. Left to right in this case is what you can see there. Okay. And there is the slider mechanism. Now, to put it together, this is the part you want to be sure you do in the correct order, okay? Don't adhere this down first because it's really hard. You have to bend it and do weird stuff. So, lay it down flat like this. Then we're going to use some more tear and tape. Thank you so much, Kathy. I appreciate that. And I'm going to put a little piece right here. I don't know if y'all are having winter already. It was almost 80 today here. And then on Tuesday, it's supposed to get cold again. So, you know, pretty much typical winter in Georgia. Shirt sleeves, coveralls. Shirt sleeves, coveralls. Shirt sleeves, coveralls. That's how we roll most of winter. I am not complaining. I like it just like this. We have the windows wide open, and it's lovely. Okay, so just take the cover off. Make sure that your flap is down. It doesn't matter whether this part is open or closed, but you need to be sure the flap is down. And then just close that over the top. Now, this one, because this has got a little bit of a humpy bump right there, I just kind of gave it a little pull like that. You don't have to do that with the ones that are stamped, okay? And the first few times it's gonna rub a little bit, but it comes out just right. You just have to get it put back in, but it works out just fine. Okay, so isn't that fun? There's your card. It's gonna pop right up when your recipient opens it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and decorate this one. For this one, I used the largest of the stylish shaped circle dies, and I cut out a cherry cobbler mat. And then I pulled out the Time for Celebration Mix and Match ephemera, and I'm using this wreath. Come on. This wreath. And this bow. And these two little holly boughs, or berry boughs. They're not holly, they're berries. I know holly has berries, but this is not a holly leaf, quite obviously. Okay, so we can put that away. And then I grabbed another Sentimente, and I used 'Tis the Season. Here's one now. And I did not take the back off of this because I'm going to pop that on with dimensionals, okay? Yeah, this is a great, great way to give a gift card. I just truly love it. All right, so we're going to take advantage of the adhesive on the wreath. I love that Stampin' Up! Decided to put adhesive on the ephemera pack die cuts. It just really is a handy little thing, even if you don't use it all the time. Like, I'm not using it for the sentiment, I'm just putting that, I'm putting the dimensionals right on the cover. Now, is there a chance, a possible chance, that it will pull the cover off and this will eventually go away? Yeah, but I kind of don't think so. Now, if your recipient sits there and messes around with it, then yeah, that's a possibility. Now, for these guys, I am just going to take a little bit of, I'm going to take the bottom off of that. And I'm sliding him right in like so. And then this one is the same. See, I'm leaving the cover on the top so that it doesn't stick down. And then slide him right under like that. There we go. And then this little guy, let's go ahead and do a little dry fit here. We're going to put him on just about like that. And so we'll put him like that. About. My bow will go there. And my sentiment will go there. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it in place so I remember what I'm doing here. And let's see, I'll go ahead and take this off, the top part. There we go. And then I'll put a dimensional on the back of this. And I left the sticky cover on, so it's not, because otherwise if your recipient pushes on it, it's going to, it'll stick down weirdly. Because if you wanted it to do that, you couldn't make it. But if you don't want it to do that, that's what it's going to do. Okay, so let's go ahead. I still haven't adhered this, so let's go ahead and be sure we know where we want it. Okay. There we go. And then we're going to want to make that straight. So I'm just going to put some liquid glue near the top. You don't want to get it down here or you'll close your card up, which is kind of defeating the purpose. Just saying. The advantage of using the liquid glue there is it kind of squishes, but you have to be a little careful because it kind of squishes. Okay, and then to finish off, I'm going to use my current favorite thing, the faceted snowflakes, and we're going to use some in cherry cobbler for this one. I'm going to put 5 on here and put a couple down here, and there we go. And then on the, I just put some of the, I didn't decorate the front of the envelope. I know. What are you gonna do? But I did put on a little bit of DSP on the flap. And when you have a thick card going in, give yourself a little buffer there, so you can see it's not quite at the top of the flap. That will stand you in good stead when you stick a thicker envelope in. or I mean, sorry, a thicker card inside your envelope. Okay, so here is gift card holder number 1. Kind of elegant, kind of sophisticated, and no inky fingers. Okay, number 1. Next up, we're going to make, let's see, what have I got next? Oh, here we go. We're going to make this one, which uses the Delicate Pines bundle and some Elegant Pines DSP. Alrighty. Okay. Let's see, I don't think I need that again. I've got all of my card cuts here. So, once again, let's go ahead and make our mechanism and our card base. I'm certain by now you're getting to where you could tell me all of the measurements by heart. And we're going to take this off. We're going to score at 2 inches from one end using the light blade. Give it a twist and a turn, and 2.5 inches from this end. And then for our mechanism, again, 4 1/4 by 5 7/8. We're going to do a 1/2 inch from one end. That's kind of the nice thing about our trimmer is you can measure both sides. You can go a full 1.5 inches out here, and then we can pull this down and hit the 2 inch. Okay. And we'll fold this. Once you kind of get the measurements in your head, it's just a truly the most difficult part is figuring out how you're going to decorate everything. Once you've got the idea down, it gets pretty easy pretty quick, right? All right, let's put this together a little bit different. Yep, I thought they would be good for either young adults. I'm going to use these kind of more elegant ones for the adult people. I have a couple of gift cards to give to teenagers, so they're going to be the third one that we do. All right, so all I'm doing now is I'm just doing a quick decorate. I've got some of the Elegant Pines. I have used a Secret Sea card base here and Pretty Peacock for my mat. Let me put that down like that so I can see a little better. And then this is some of the Pretty Peacock side of the Elegant Pines DSP for the bottom flap. And then the top flap is a Secret Sea background with some greenery on it. Truly, I mean, your imagination, just let your imagination go crazy. As anything that you could decorate as a card front, decorate this that way. Gives you lots of real estate to put pretty things on. Or you can just let the DSP do the work, whatever works the best for you. Now there's no up or down on this, so I think I'm almost out of liquid glue on this bottle, in that bottle. That your things are in bottles, not on bottles, right? Doofus. Okay, so there we go. Okay. And then we'll make our mechanism. Go ahead and cut our little thumb hole, our thumb hole. It doesn't have to be very big. Like I said, it's really mostly for show. And this one, we're going to stamp the inside instead of using an ephemera. Hi, Julie. Thanks for coming. And I am going to stamp. It's the most magical time of year. This is from Delicate Pines. And we're going to stamp in Pretty Peacock. And I'm going to pull it to me because it's really embarrassing to do a photopolymer sentiment crookedy. And just kind of center it on the thumb hole and make it straight as you can do. Give it a little hold. There we go. Okay. Now we'll go ahead and don't let that. We'll go ahead and decorate the inside. Let's see. It looks like I made this the right size. Okay. Phew. Phew. Okay, I'm going to give this one more shake. There we go. And then we're going to turn into the glue, the adhesive drawer, and get something else out. So you can see that I'm not, it doesn't go all the way down. So I'm just making what would be a normal reveal between this fold and the edges of the cards, right? As you make a lot of cards, you begin, okay, that's it. That's it. I'm done with you, glue. I'm done with you, glue. You guys were like, gosh, I was done with that like 6 cards ago, Mary. What in the world? Did you need a skillet to hit you in the noggin? Did you? Okay, let's go here. Now you have to be kind of careful because when you're used to not having glue come out, you can get a little carried away a little quick with liquid glue. Now, obviously, y'all, if you prefer Stampin' Seal, you can definitely use that. You just don't want a dimensional adhesive right here. Okay, so then this is going to fold backwards. I'm doing this in like kind of different orders so that you can see that you can do it in almost any order that you want. All you need to do is remember it's kind of like a Z fold. Okay, so we'll put our tear and tape on. Unscrew the bottom of your glue. Oh, it would release a vacuum. It would release a vacuum, but that one was an old, that other one was an old glue bottle. It was done. It was done. And we'll take off our lid. Maybe. Some days it acts like it doesn't like me. There we go. And then we'll put another row. I like the tear and tape for this. You could probably use liquid glue, but this is going to get a lot of play because it's holding the slider in place as your recipient goes, oh, look how cool this is. So you want this to be kind of stout. I would not use Stampin' Seal here. That's just me. Okay. So now let's be sure we're going to put it on the correct one. You're going to use put it on the 2.5 inch flap, not the 2 inch flap. Just turn it upside down and line it up just right there by the score line and centered left to right or top to bottom, depending on how you look at it. And then you can just kind of give it a little close like that. And then close this up. Put our tear and tape down here. Just remember to not do this step until after you have your slider in place, because it is kind of difficult if you do it in the wrong order. You'll have to work a little harder to get that stuck down there. Ask me how I know that. All right, una más. Here we go. And then just close that up. Give it a good push. Again, tear and tape is good there because it can deal with that. Oh, I just think it's so cute. Okay, so let's decorate this now. Yeah, that's correct. Now, let's go ahead. What I did here, let me show you what I did. I took this die and I cut from a piece of the light green. That's what color they call this. This is in the Peaceful Garden Glimmer paper. It's just the light one. It looks silvery to me, and so that's why I did it. At the same time, I used the same die to cut out a large snowflake. Actually, it's a pine flake or a snow pine, depending on how you want to look at it, from the Elegant Pines DSP. And I also cut another small one somewhere. If I didn't, we're going to just do it without it because I'm not going to go bother to cut it. I was quite certain I had cut that out. But you know what? I have moved this all over today, so there is just no telling. Just no telling. Does anyone see it? There it is. I knew I cut one. Dang it. Okay, so I'm just going to use liquid glue to adhere these together to make a little snowflake stack. And I want to kind of get the little silvery one sticking out between them. And we'll do the same here. Let's see, let's go and put that right there. And see, that just goes right on top. It kind of fits right on top there. You could actually also go like that if you wanted. Let's do that. That looks kind of fun. That's fun. Let's do that. Okay, so let that dry. And while that is drying, I'm going to take a piece of black and gold baker's twine, and I'm going to tie me a bow. Just a regular bow, not anything fancy, just a regular bow. Regular bow, regular bow. And I'm going to locate my big scissors, and cut. And then I'll use a glue dot to adhere this. And let's see if we can figure out where we want to put this. This is going to go roughly right there. Oh, you know what? I could do a sentiment right quick, and then we'll be able to see all the things. So I've got my pretty peacock back out, and this time I have my Celebrate the Season sentiment, also from Delicate Pines. And I have a 1/2 inch wide piece of basic white, and I'm just going to pull that to me a little bit. Try to get it on there sort of straight. Hold your breath, everybody. Oh, okay. Hold it a second. Try not to rock it. And there we go. Whew. Always, always, always. Glad you liked it, Bernadette. I hope you'll make bunches of them. And I just did an easy little angled cut here. Like that. Okay, so now we can kind of see where we want our bow and our sentiment and our snowflake. That just went crazy while I wasn't looking. So we're going to have the bow roughly there, and the sentiment is going to be roughly there. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I've got my glue dot still stuck on the end of my tweezers. Ooh. Let's go ahead and give that a little sticky down there. Okay, stay. Stay, Ubu, stay. And then we'll, I'm going to go ahead and adhere this, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Let's put some liquid glue near the top of our snowflake. Did I just do that wrong? Yes, I did. Okay, so we're going to put that there, and then I'm going to move my bow. Don't be like me. Put your bow where it needs to be, and then put your glue where it needs to be, or adhere it to the front of the card and then put your bow down. Jeez, what a dork. What a dorky dork. Okay, there we go. We're going to put it right there. So our bow's going to go right about there. I bet this is more right than that other one was. That was way off. Actually, the bow was fine until I put the liquid glue on the wrong part of the snowflake. It happens, people. It happens. Okay. Now we'll take some dimensionals, which are, you know, around here somewhere, or they're not. Here we go. We'll find them. And I'm going to put a double stack, like so. All right. And yeah, the font in this set is quite beautiful. And then we're going to adhere it like so. I used a double stack just to get it smoothly over the top of that bow. Okay. Kind of get it straight there, Mary. And then you can, I know that it needs another one just to give it a little support on the other side of that bow. So we'll just make a little double stack like this, take the lid off, and then slide it under. with our tweezers. Except you gotta not keep making it crookedy like that, Mary. It's like my brain has gone a little haywire. I don't even know why. Okay, now I went back to the faceted snowflakes for this one because they're beautiful and I love them. But I'm going to use the pretty peacock ones this time. Like so. We'll do the 5 again. Put a couple up here. I don't know which one do you guys like the best so far. I have a hard time deciding because they're really all quite different and beautiful, and I love them all. I love them all so much. I do. I love them all so much. And then let's just put a little bit of DSP on our envelope flap, and this one will be ready to put a gift card in and send it. Send it. I don't know about y'all, but it's time for me. I gotta get going on making cookies to send cookies. It's always kind of a juggle because I need to send them, which means I need to leave them early, but then I want to take plates to people, and I hate to give them their plates like on the 5th of January or December. That seems really early, but maybe that's what I'll do. Otherwise, I end up making, doing all the cookies twice, and that is just a pain. So, or I worry a lot about them being stale or yucky or smushy or mushy or whatever. Okay, so here is numero dos. All right, one more to go. Are you still with me? Are you good with me? Okay, we're gonna make the fun little Jolly Delivery one now. Okay, so this one I think is gonna go to the teenagers. So for this one, I've got some North Pole Delivery DSP. It's on a Secret C card base. Let me get rid of some stuff here. Okay. And we're going to use some of the die cuts from the specialty. Yes, they do. That is true. From the specialty DSP. And for this one, I used a dog in a little house. And for the next one, I think I'm going to use this little bear and this little dog walking, because I think they're really cute. So let's see what we can do here, shall we? Now, to make my sentiment when we get to it, I used one of the smaller ones of the perennial postage. So we'll put that aside for just a second. Let's go ahead and make our card base. You guys, I know, have this memorized. We're back to Secret C. Same thing, 5.5 by 8.5. We're going to score it 2 inches on one end, 2.5 inches on the other end. And then our mechanism is 4 1/4 by 5 7/8. We'll go 1/2 inch on one end and 2 inches on the other end. See, it's getting so easy. You guys are probably saying it with me, aren't you? All right, and then we're going to cut our little thumb hole, our decorative thumb hole. Kind of center that up there. And this one is also going to have a stamped sentiment, and so it is not special delivery. It is Merry Christmas and Happy Wishes. And I'm going to do it in garden green. Yes, Jolly Delivery is really, really cute. And I love the DSP with the little die cuts. Okay, so we're going to stamp this kind of centered on our thumb hole, close to it. Okay. And then this is going to fold up like so. So we'll decorate this panel. Let's see if I got this one right. Okay, now this one, I did this one on purpose because I wanted to show you what you can do. Sometimes you have maybe a little speck of DSP left. That's okay, Faith. I hope everything is all right. Thank you for joining us. So I've got we're using Pool Party is our mat. So I'm just putting this up here, getting the normal reveal, normal reveal, normal reveal. Doesn't go all the way down. But I had this little piece left, and it was just the right width, but not quite long enough. But look, it's plenty long enough, and you can tell. I just used a sample, and I just put it right there, and it fits down below it fits, you can't see it. So it doesn't matter. So it's kind of a good way if you're getting close to the end of a DSP pack. Like I'm getting close to the end of having this grid paper. So I thought, well, I'm just going to use it. Because nobody can tell. Just make the normal reveal around the top, and it will just disappear into the ether worlds. Just disappear into the ether worlds. Okay, now we'll do our, yes, here we go. We'll do our tear and tape on our little 1/2-inch piece up here. And I'm going to try to get all the way to the end so that you get good. You don't want it wiggling around. Nobody wants a wiggly mechanism. No, no wiggly mechanisms. And then the second piece over the top of that to make it wide enough. Come on, there you go. Tear and tape. Behave like tear and tape. Come on now. Okay. Now, I guess I probably should have folded this already. So we'll do that now. And it will be easier to put the DSP on these without the mechanism in place. So I've got one piece of garden green that I am going to mat on my Pool Party, like so. I thought this was cute DSP with the postage stamps. Okay. See, there was a little method. These will be mailed, so I thought the postage would be a good piece. So this is going to go to Two Brothers. So I don't mind that it looks the same, but I wanted it just enough different. That's why I'm going to use different die cuts for the sentiment, so that they weren't always getting the same exact thing. Because how boring! It's like, does that Mary have any creative juices at all, or does she just do 12 of the exact same things? Well, yes, sometimes I do 12 of the exact same things. I try not to do 6 of the exact same things, though, unless I'm doing that on purpose. Okay, so here's our pretty grid paper. I thought this was masculine enough. It's boys, so it's masculine enough to not offend their masculine sensibilities. Going to make them for the 180th Air Force. Oh, good for you. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for watching, and thank you for doing that for my Air Force brethren. All right, here we go. Pool Party and Secret Sea. Awesome color combination. Okay, now remember, you're going to adhere your mechanism to the 2.5-inch panel, not the short one. Just probably ought to give that a good fold first. Note to self: do your fold before you put your tear and tape on. Okay. All right, and then just kind of line it up straight with the fold and kind of centered top to bottom or left to right, depending on your perspective on life. And then you can fold it over and then give it a good burnish, because I didn't do that to start with. Okay, so there we go. And now next step is put your lid back on your liquid glue. Then we'll fold up the bottom part and capture the mechanism, so that it is a mechanism and not just a weirdly folded piece of cardstock. All right. I don't like doing multiples. That is accurate. I prefer to not do too many of the same thing. I like doing a second one so that I have 2 of something, you know, which is good, since that's what I do for the videos. It's nice to have 2. especially when I'm making birthday cards or thank you cards, something like that, that I'm always in need of. But making 6 of something, oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. And then just be sure this is folded before you pull this flap up like that. And then give it a little rubbity-dub. A rubbity-dubbity-dub. I just love, it's like magic. I'm just saying, it's like magic. Okay, so now let's go ahead and see what we can do with what I've picked here. And I want to use special delivery still because it's cute and it's just like the right thing. So I'm not going to stamp it until I see what my little bear and this guy wants to do here. What do you think? Should I put the little guy behind him like that? What do you think? Like that? And then put special delivery needs to be... Okay. I'm going to go ahead and stamp it because that way I can work around this little guy. Okay, so there's special delivery. It's a little bit crookedy, but it'll be okay. Now, we'll kind of do a little dry fit here. And this guy could go out like so. And then this guy can go right here. Except I think let's make him like that. What do you think? Does that look cute? Is that cute? Do you like that? You think I need like a house? I have some more die cuts already pulled. Let's see what I've got. Should I put like this building right here? What do you think? Too much? Too much? Just about right? What do you think? Okay, let me know what you think. I'm gonna take a drink because my throat's a little thing. Just the animals. I have a vote for just the animals. I'm kind of leaning that way. Just the animals. It seems to be, yeah. I think you're right. Okay, so we're gonna go just like so. All right, and I don't need them to be on there. Let me put this back in my little folder here. And we'll put Mr. I'm pretty sure that's a corgi. Pretty sure that's just a little bitty corgi who's so cute. We'll put him right about there with his little mail pouch on. And weirdly, his little jester hat. And you know what? I think I'm going to pop Mr. Bear with dimensionals. I feel like dimensionals would be good here. I'm doing dimensionals. So, just so you know, I'm not going to give you like all the... Well, I mean, I'll tell you that I use dimensionals and stuff, but I want you guys to decorate this. You know how to make the card now. You know how to make the mechanism. You know how to do all the things. So, I want you to have fun decorating it. And think about who you're sending your gift card to so you can personalize it for that person. And don't forget, you can do gift cards for birthdays, anniversaries, baby showers. I think gift cards are really good for baby showers. I think they are. Okay, and we're going to put him right there like that. Okay, and then they're going to center up, and I'm going to put this side. All right, a little bit of liquid glue. Could you pop this? Absolutely, if you wanted to. Just remember, you already got a little bit of thickness going on because you're also going to have your gift card in there, right? Okay. And then let's use some deer dots. Deer dots. And we're going to use on the, so let me just show, I just want to show you something. I got to find this. Oh, here we go. Now look, on this one, I used the green ones, and I'll probably use the green ones again, but I think I'm going to use the green ones up here and then the petal pink or maybe the pool party ones down here. But I didn't do it here because I figured somebody would think that looked like poops. And so I only put 3 up there, but there's not going to be that won't be a problem on this particular design. So you don't even have to worry about any of all that. You don't even have to worry about any of all that. But we can put 5 up here, or actually 3 up here. And then I'm going to put 2 of these down here, like that. Actually, because they're different colors, I'm going to put 3 and 3, like that. And then we're going to put some more of this postage DSP on the envelope flap. Oh my gosh, this was like an hour. Oh my gosh, this was like an hour. Oh, you want me to use the red on there? That's a good idea. Let me put this on right quick. I can pull those little guys off. Red instead of green or instead of pink? I think instead of the pink. And here we go. I guess I could use the red all the way around, couldn't I? Okay. So let's see if I can get those off. Instead of pink, red is in the grid. Yes, it is. You are correct. There we go. Let's see if I can get them off. Okay. I had that folded down, I couldn't even see the reds. These are Poppy Parades, I'm pretty sure. Now we'll take these down. Righto. And then I'm just going to put 2 down here because that'll be 5 total of the same color. There we go. All right. So cute, cute. Now they'll both get one that looks very much like this, but they're obviously very different, right? Even though the sentiments are exactly the same and the idea is exactly the same, but they're completely different. I think it'll be fine. All right. Okay, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate you spending the time with me today. And I hope you will make some gift card holders of different kinds and varieties. Some elegant, some fun. All a great way to gift a gift card. That way you just won't feel like you're phoning it in. All right. Have a great rest of your week. I will see you on not Thursday because that's Happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. I will see you the following next Saturday at 7 p.m. for another Christmas something or other. Have a good one. Thanks so much, everybody. Ta.